Hey sluts. Oh, I'm back. Look at this fresh new camera. Okay, so like y'all see I don't have like a little microphone thingy on me because I have to buy a new microphone that is compatible with my new phone. Yes, I record everything on my phone. Okay. So we're here. But we're back with He Doesn't Like Me Back. This is the last episode of the miniseries. It would have been posted a while ago, but new phone, right? Life happened. So we're back now, and we're just gonna knock this video out and then the next video out, and then everything I was supposed to do in March we're doing in April. Cool, we're here. Okay, great. And that's just gonna be our fresh start. All right, so welcome to He Doesn't Like Me Back. This is the first mini series out of the 4 I have planned for this year. The next one is going to take place instead of May, it's going to be June, because again, this was supposed to be wrapped up in March, so that way I could pop out in May. That's not what happened, so we're wrapping it up right now, and then we're going to pop out in June, and then we're going to get back into the swing of things. But that is the next mini-series. Well, that's when the next mini-series will be posted, is June, but we're wrapping this one up. This is the final episode of He Does Not Like Me Back. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about thinking somebody was the one, being affirmed but not chosen, asking God for signs, and then confusing intention with intention. And today we are just going to close it all out with the hardest step, which is letting go of the version of the story that you hoped would happen. So getting rid of all that delulu and just accepting the truth. Fun is the worst part, right? So like, when you're dealing with somebody that you like, a lot of times when you're dealing with them, the hardest part isn't accepting that they don't like you back or that the feelings aren't mutual. It's all of the things that you built up in your mind, like around that person, that you have to let go of. Like you have to let go of the idea that, oh, maybe one day he's going to buy you flowers. One day he's going to ask you out on a date. One day it's going to be this, that, or third. None of that's ever going to happen. Like that's the part that be like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean this isn't going to happen? It's not even about the dude anymore. It's about like, I had a list of next, and I have to say goodbye to the list, like the whole thing I planned out, just completely say goodbye to that. That's typically the hard part. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why letting go of imagined futures is so painful, the difference between grieving a person and grieving potential, and then also how truth becomes the beginning of your healing journey, because it was definitely the beginning of mine. Okay? Yes. All right. So letting go of the fantasy. This is the part where you have to grieve the story you created. Okay. So a lot of times, I don't know about y'all, but with me, if I like somebody, I'm picturing the whole thing. Like I have a wedding planned already. I don't know about y'all, but like my wedding is planned. I know where it's going to be. I've already started working on the guest list, which I have to revisit because some people got cut off. I have to redo my bridesmaids and stuff because, again, people getting cut off. Like, God has truly elevated me right now. So, like, if you get cut off in the process of my elevation, please know that, like, and I'm not giving out warnings. That's another thing. Like, I did that earlier this year. I thought, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give out warnings. That's the best way to do. No, it's not. And I know better. Like, I fucking know better. Excuse my language, but warnings, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And if you don't, you need to educate yourself with someone else, not me. I am not a learning field. I am not someone you learn to have relationship with. You're either hitting the mark or you're getting dismissed. And I've always been like that. And I don't know what this idea of, well, you should tell them. If you don't tell them, that's child. No, it's not. It's protecting my peace. I'm not explaining stupid things to stupid people. I just don't believe in that. I never have. Anybody trying to convince me that I need to talk to someone, talk them through me walking away? No, I don't. Because I'm such a kind person. I don't need to walk you through nothing. You know when you're being fugazi with me. You know. Because you know it's some stuff I wouldn't do. You know it's stuff I wouldn't do. And if you're doing something I wouldn't do, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be offended by it. I'm not explaining that to you. I'm not explaining that to you. You know this. I can't stand when people be like, oh, you got to tell me why we're not cool. I don't. I owe you nothing. And that's what you gonna get is nothing. But anyway, taking it back. Sorry. I just, y'all, like, people, like, letting go of people, I've realized it's not as hard as you think it is. It's really not as hard as you think it is. It's so easy. Because they make it easy for you. They really go out of their way to do stupid stuff and then be like, well, you could have told me I was being dumb. You didn't know. Baby, we don't need to talk. You not knowing you're being stupid, that's enough for me. I will not be casting any more pearls upon your swine ass. Like, what do you mean you don't know you're dumb? That's the beginning of knowledge, just knowing you're stupid. I be asking the Lord every day, who is down here? Exactly. Who are they? Who all is actually down here with us? It's not just us. It's not. There's no way every single person here has the Holy Spirit. I doubt it. Anyway, all right. So needless to say, people have been getting cut off left and right. But like, you know, I have weddings planned. I have things planned. Like, I have to go back and revisit the plans. Because like me, I'm the type of person, the way my walk is with God, he said, act like it's already done. Okay, bet I'm planning this, that, and the third. This is how I want it. And then he like, all right, cool. And then he'll like give me adjustments. I'll be like, okay, bet I'll go back and readjust the blueprint. And like, that's how we work together. Like, I'm a visionary. I be seeing the full thing. So I'll be like, okay, well then I like it like this, that, the third. And he'd be like, okay, but we gonna have to remove this person, that person, and then this gonna have to go over there. And I'll be like, okay, and then I'll do that. And then that's what it is. And that's how it's come. Like, that's what's going on right now. So once you elevate to that level of maturity, it's not really going to affect you as much emotionally. And let me tell you, that level of maturity, you war for that. You don't just get that. You don't just have that ability to just walk away. You earn that. In the furnace, you earn that. By trial, tribulation, and fire, you earn the ability to look at a situation, have your discernment, and be so reliant on what God has told you that you actually don't care how other people perceive it. That is earned. That is an earned capability. You unlock that through years of warfare. You do not just get that off the muscle. So it will be hard to get there. So that's the first thing you need to know. Like, and a lot of times it's not about the person. Like I said, it's about the future. It's about the relationship that you thought you were about to have. The version of not only them, but the version of yourself that you were imagining yourself to be with them. Like, it's not just about grieving a relationship and grieving the person. It's the possibilities of everything that could happen. Like that, grieving that is a lot harder than grieving the actual situation. 9 times out of 10, if you grieve the situation alone, you'll probably be done grieving in like 10 minutes. But it's the possibilities, it's the future, it's the hope. You're grieving that 9 times out of 10. And that can feel just as real as reality, but it's not. It's fake. And you need to eat that. Possibilities are exactly that. It's possible, but it ain't real. So you need to cut all that out. Stop it. It was a lie. From the pit. Okay? From the pit. It was a lie. It was deception that is at fine work right there. A lie. I'm sorry. I hate to be so. We're going to have to do a separate video on these last 2 weeks. We're going to have to do a separate video on these last 2. I think I'm going to do a separate video on these last 2 weeks. Just completely unrelated to everything I got going on. I might just do a video on these last 2 weeks. Okay. So we're getting to the good part, accepting truth without resentment. So healing begins when you stop negotiating with the truth, right? Like, you got to stop being like, oh, I'm going to replay the conversations, analyze what you've done differently, rewriting the ending. Closure does not come from a person. It comes from accepting what's already clear. Okay. So for me, a good example of this would be like the guy that like, okay, so he was the first person I truly like, I believe I loved this man. You know, at least for what I knew love to be at that time. I mean, I don't think I feel that way about him now because I've grown in my spiritual maturity. You know, God is love. So as I've gotten closer to God, I've realized that love looks different. But like at that time, he was what I thought, like, you know, that's what it was to me. It was real for me at that time. And so, you know, and I always attribute him being the first person I truly loved, because, like, that's what I knew love to be. And I genuinely felt it all the way. But with him, it's like I didn't get closure from that situation until I was vulnerable and I let everything out for me. Like it's like I locked myself in a state of not getting closure at, and I'm gonna be honest, I did it out of pride and ego, because I was like, he'll never know that he made me feel like this, blah blah blah. But with that, like, I stunted my own growth. I didn't let myself let go of that situation because I was holding on to, he'll never know that I felt like this. But like, with him never knowing I felt like that, I was still feeling it and like not letting the emotion go. I was holding it captive as like this trophy of, he'll never know about this. And it's just like, dog, why? If you're in that space of doing that, like, oh, they don't deserve to know this about it, let it go. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. And I'll take it a step further. Tell them. And watch how nothing happens. Nobody explodes. Like, your life will be virtually unchanged. And I say that from experience. Your life will be virtually unchanged. When I tell you the exhale, that, like, the release of just letting it go and letting it out and letting my pride go and letting the ego go and being vulnerable. Shit, I was vulnerable. I told him exactly how I felt. And yeah, it was late, but like, I still said it, and I felt so free. Like, I still wish I could wake up every day to that feeling of weightlessness. Like, I did not even notice there was something weighing on my chest. It was an actual weight lifted off of my chest. I woke up and my breathing was lighter. Like, I was actively holding weight, pressing against pressing on my chest. I woke up like I never inhaled in my life. It was like my first breath. And I'm just like, I was physically weighed down by my emotional weight. Like, that's how much weight, like, closure does not come from a person. It comes from you. You got to accept what it is. And if you have to be vulnerable in order to accept those things, then be vulnerable to accept them. But like, don't weigh yourself down. Don't be like me. I weighed myself down for like 10 years. And for what? Because my pride. I didn't want him to know I cared. Newsflash, he knew. And now he's going to have to live with that. Somebody cared. For real. And he'll have to live with the fact that he hurt somebody that cared. And most people, as tough as they try to play on TV, they're not okay with knowing that. And I see it in their eyes, they feel bad about that. That's one thing that people will always feel bad about, is hurting someone who really cared. Not someone who pretended to care, not someone they had their reservations about. No, someone who really cared, completely authentic, and no strings attached, no ulterior motives, just I cared and you hurt me. People aren't okay with living that. They're not okay with living with that. So that's that. So yeah, just learn to accept the truth without resentment. Just let go of this need to control and know the ending. Like, you don't need to know nothing, girl. Just chill. All right. When letting go creates the freedom. Come on. When the fantasy dissolves, your discernment becomes sharper, your peace becomes more stable, and your expectations become healthier. So like, for me, that clarity made space for other mindsets to come in and like other points of view to be accessible to me. But like, I wasn't able to hit that level mentally because I was stunting myself at a certain level. Like, but as soon as I let everything go, like, I was able to access higher realms of understanding. And I attribute a lot of that to the Lord, because it's just like, he can trust me to have these points of view and these levels of understanding now, because I let go of the things that were stopping it. So it'll create the freedom. And like I said, the physical weight that's lifted off of you during that time, can't beat it. So now it's time to turn in the Bible. My Bible! I'm sorry, but I call it a Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's the holy basic instructions before leaving Earth. Because the thing about it is like, we're going to leave, but we're going to be right back. Like, if you know, you know. We gonna leave me right back because Dominion anybody. Where am I gonna put this? Okay, John 8:32. All right, Jonathan 6:37. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, Jonathan. Let's see what you're saying. It's 8:32. Where you at? Where's 8? Where's 8, John? Okay, there it is. And 32 says, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Okay, so this is Jesus and Abraham. Look, his name is Abraham. Jesus and Abraham. Yes. Oh, Jesus said to the people who believed in him, you are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But we are descendants of Abraham, they said. We have never been slaves to anyone. What do you mean you will be set free? They better know who they are. They said, set free? I hate to break it to you, good father, but I'm a free man indeed. They better know. Okay. And Jesus said, I tell you the truth, everyone who sins is a slave of sin. And they said, oh. Okay, so the truth is going to set you free. And who's the truth? The Lord. And what's he doing? Breaking chains. Hallelujah. All right, what's next? Ecclesiastes 3:6. Y'all, look, y'all like it when I do this because it's telling y'all that I am in here. Okay? 394. Like, we are in here. We are reading the Bible together. And it's important that we do that. Because how dare we not? And what's Ecclesiastes? What? I think it said 3:6 something. Ecclesiastes what? 3:6. 3:6. I knew it. 3:6. Ecclesiastes 3:6. Okay. It's just, sometimes the pages are thin. And they get stuck together. But we're here. All right. Ecclesiastes 3:6 says, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away. Okay, so there's basically a time for everything. So it's a time to look for love and a time to not. There's a time to keep that love in your heart, and there's a time to not. And to let it go. And to let God do his thing. Yeah. Yeah. And lastly, Psalm 34:18. Ooh, where the Psalms at? Where the Psalms at? 3:24. $34.18 they say. $34.18. And I love the book of the Psalms because the Psalms, David was doing something. He was okay, a Psalm of David. David was in his bag, okay? He was in his bag here. He was like really writing. Like penmanship was crazy. Like, okay, which one is this? 34:18. All right, what'd he say? He said, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and rescues those who are crushed in spirit. Hello. That's my favorite verse that I use for whenever there's a death in the family at the church, because I want to remind the people, like, God is there with you. And like, I know that feeling, like when you're crushed in spirit, when your heart is broken and you literally have nothing and you're literally like feeling like you're grinded down to the very like essence of who you are as a person. Jesus is right there. I know that feeling so well. I don't know if you've ever been like crying yourself to sleep at night all by yourself in your bed. And like, you want to tell people what's going on with you, but like, you actually know that you can't because no one's going to understand what you're dealing with. And so you just stay quiet. Like that's what it feels like when your spirits are crushed. When you know it doesn't matter who you go to, it's not going to change anything. And they're not even going to even understand a crumb of the emotions that you're experiencing. Like, that is a crushed spirit right there, when you know nobody gets it but God, and you have to really like rely on God to be your emotional anchor, because there's no one else out there to do it. Like, there's nothing but the Lord. Like, that is a crushed spirit. God is with you in that secret place. because he was with me in that secret place, and I watched him be with other people in that secret place. It's a very hard place to be in, but like it is the most beautiful and pure expression of love, like to let God see you like that and to just have that moment alone with him. Like he like will truly take every single one of your tears and turn them into a promise and give it back to you tenfold. Like he really will. He loves you that much. So don't ever like be ashamed or scared to like cry alone or to be alone with the Lord. Like that is the best place to be, is alone with God. Like he knows you inside and out. He'll be there. Like he will really be there for you. Like nobody else has. Okay? If there's nothing else you get from scripture, know that. Like out of all these prophets and people in the Bible, they've all been alone and crushed in spirit with the Lord, but that's consecration. And if God is consecrating you for a time, then you are lucky because he is trusting you and he loves you. Okay? So that is beautiful. And don't take that time for granted, because like that's God really, like he's about to do a big one through you. Like for real. Oh man, y'all got me crying. I didn't even think I was gonna talk about that, but that's a real y'all know it's real. Y'all know it's real. Cause you see this. It's real. Okay. So the reality acceptance exercise. This is our practical application. You know, we gotta do something. You gotta do something. You can't just not do nothing. We have to put our stuff into practice. Okay? So you gotta write down what you hope the relationship would become, what actually happened, and what is the truth that you're avoiding. Seeing all of that like together on one sheet of paper, you gonna wake up. All right. And then for a week, I want you to stop revisiting the memories and the messages, release the urge to check in, whether it's digital, communication, any of that. Delete numbers. Personally, I say block, delete. You block the number, then you delete the number. That's how I handle it. Out of sight, out of mind. Mute, block, unfollow, all on Instagram. All that. Like, just cut it. Get rid of all of it. And then redirect all of your emotional energy toward prayer and reflection. So yeah, like I said, healing requires distance from the fantasy. Like you can't heal yourself from something if you're still living in it. Ooh, that was good. That was a word. You can't heal yourself from a lifestyle you're still living. Ooh, oh. You can't do that. Okay, so just the letting go prayer. God, help me release what was never meant for me. Replace the space that I held for this relationship with peace, clarity, and trusting your timing. Okay. So the key takeaway is that he ain't like me back, but that doesn't mean I lost something that was meant for me. Okay? Like, it's okay. So the main comment that I want to see below is that I want to see what helped you let go of a fantasy or someone you hope for or something you hope for. Like, it don't have to necessarily be about a man or a woman. It could be about a job. It could be about a lifestyle. It could be about anything. So just tell me those things in the comments below. And then also, I just want y'all to know this series in itself is not about blaming anybody. It's about learning how to listen to your own truth instead of chasing hope. Like, God gives us hope for things, and like, what is it? Faith is the substance of things hoped for but not seen. Like, that's faith. So we are going to have hope and promises, but hope is not something to be chased. It's given. You know, it comes with believing God. Like, it doesn't require motion on its own, if that makes sense. Like, when you're having faith, you're hoping for something. So like, it's almost like it's in tandem with the faith. And with faith, you have to understand that it's not your works that make the thing happen. It's the Lord. You're just moving like it's happening because that is faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for but not yet seen. So you don't have to go running after a hope and chasing it down. It's given. Like, it comes with faith. It's right there. Like, it's actually like, boom, I have faith. and things hoped for, that's in definition. So like I have faith and hope right here, just boom, and love, all of that. Like I can just grab it and go. Like I really don't need to run it down. Like it's not running away from me, you know? Okay, so just take that in. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, save this for reflection, share this series with anybody who needs help letting go of a person, place, or thing. It's hard out here for a pimp, but we got to stay like lit because it's almost summertime. I don't want to hear no sappy story. I don't want none of that. You better play this on repeat for the person who needs it. Like, they need to get amped up. It is the summertime. Y'all need to get amped up. It is time to get your rosters in order. I don't have time for this. All right, y'all have a great day. And I know what rosters. Think I ain't got one. Y'all have a good night.